Okay, so we are in the home stretch. We are in the tassel, and as you can see, we've tied off our mala. There's a shorter part where I've cut it, and a longer part where my thread can continue. Last part, tassel. You have to rethread your mala, but it's worth it. Then you come through the middle, just like you're beading your beads, threading your beads, and you want to make sure that you've gotten all the little parts and that no threads are on either side. You'll see what I'm talking about once you perform it. I'm trying really hard not to pull this apart. But yeah, so because I was in the wrong place, it pulled some of the thread. The last time I did this, I had a very easy time. Maybe I took that. It's possible that I threaded it before I cut the, like, see this one? It's perfectly circular. My advice now is to cut the thread, the mid piece, after you threaded it. That would be my advice now that I'm going through this again. Huh. Okay. No, you're fine. So now we're tying it. Mine's a little bit messy. They're all gonna, it's all a little bit tricky, but right here is where you're gonna tie the knots. And you're, again, gonna tie it a few times. Now here is where the other people say use super glue on your knots. I don't really like that idea, so I'm not going to do it anymore. I've kind of ruined my tassel a bit. The pressure got to me. But maybe that's because this girl needed a smaller tassel. Yeah, that looks pretty good actually. So it looks like she didn't need all this. And taken good amount out. Yeah, so my best advice is to thread it and then cut the middle, cut the part that's hanging after. Perfect. For best results. I'm actually really happy with this. But that's what I mean. It's all like, I mean, look how much tassel I took out. And now I'm saying like, oh, I'm really happy with it. But it's because it's a little bit smaller now, easier to manage. doesn't feel so bushy, but it's possible that that was what was right. And the best part about it is that all you have to do is restring your mala. If you're not happy with it, you can just redo it. And now that I like where my tassel is at, I will cut the pieces on the side. I'll cut and cut as short as I can. I'll tie a few more knots just to make sure it's really nice and tight. And then we are ready to cut. Now, because this is for somebody else, and I know that she really can't tie her own mala, I am gonna super glue it. I know what you're thinking, it's not natural. I don't like it either, but it is what all the professionals say to do. So I'm going to go ahead and just with one dab on the very base of the mala where the knots are, I'm going to put 2 drops, one on each of the knots, and we're good to go. Finished with this mala. We've got super glue and tassel everywhere. I'll clean up in a second. The reason for the super glue is so that you can really get close and cut the knot tight. Now, because she can't string her own mala, and I'm not giving her any thread, I'm just giving her the gift of the mala, the reason I'm super gluing it is because it really won't come apart. This thread with super glue, there's no way. So that's why I'm doing it, so that I can give her something that will last for a really long time. And also be mindful, you don't want to take a shower or swim in your mala. The thread, the beads, like, it's really, I mean, with Rudraksha, that's one thing, but you really don't want to get your, washing them every once in a while to cleanse it. You can also just smudge your piece, and it's just as good. Yeah. So there's our tassel. It's not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm sure you guys are going to learn how to do a better job. See my little knots. But overall, the piece is really substantial, and I think well worth being able to make it on your own. Now, what I referred to as a soul bead earlier, I put an amethyst right in the middle, and this divides the piece. It's not part of the 108 count. This is just right in the back of the base of the neck, and I'm calling it a soul piece because it's tied to the maru. It's textured, it's different, but it's tied to the maru, and it's a reminder in the middle of your prayers, like what it is you're doing. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed my little tutorial, and yeah, I hope you enjoy making your own malas. Okay.